St. John the Baptist Church is a vibrant community that dates back to 1866. For over 150 years, our church has been ministering to the needs of our community. And while facilities and faces have changed over the years, one thing remains the same: our commitment to Christ, to one another, and to the betterment of our community. Our church today is an active community comprised of over 295 households. Led by a dedicated pastor and a strong core of lay leaders and volunteers, there is an increasing number of ways that people of all ages can participate in the spiritual, educational, social, and service ministries of our church. Yet, despite our strong heritage of activity and accomplishment, we now face a significant challenge. St. John the Baptist Church has always had a passion to bring every soul closer to Jesus and His church. As a family of faith, we've continuously recognized that our buildings have a primary purpose. They help us do a better job of carrying out our mission. In 2014, we noticed some deterioration of the siding of our historic 1891 church and hired professionals to inspect the building. They found structural deterioration of the trusses and masonry walls. Engineers declared our treasured church unsafe. After further consultation with the architect and engineer, along with a discussion with the Diocese of Lafayette, a decision was made to dismantle our church. We held our last worship service there in November 2014, and for the past 3 years, we have been having Holy Mass in our former school gymnasium. While we have made this work for over 3 years, this space does not lend itself to a reverent worship atmosphere that we desire. Not only do we need to build a reverent worship space, we now have the opportunity to address some deficiencies that we have had, including ADA-compliant entrances, inadequate gathering space and restrooms, handicap parking, and also sound, lighting, and HVAC inefficiencies. The time has now come to build the Master's plan and construct the next building on our journey. We have been discussing the building needs of our church for the past 3 years. Our parish building committee has been working with our leadership and our architect to determine the best course of action. The proposed new church for St. John the Baptist Catholic Parish is designed to replace the 126-year-old structure on its current location. It has been and will be designed and constructed consistent with current liturgical criteria. Our church will be organized as our original Gothic-style building and entered from the east with the main sanctuary at the west end. The new structure will face Mill Street in the same orientation as the original church opposite the existing school and parish offices. The design will incorporate current ADA standards so that no parishioner will be denied participation of worship or access to the facility. The seating capacity of 450 to 500 will be the same as the original church. The south side of the church will have a drop-off and canopy, along with about 20 new parking spots, including 6 handicapped spaces. 2 additional handicap parking spaces will be located near the rectory. The exterior of our new church will look very similar to our original 1891 Gothic-style church. The central bell tower will be topped with the previous steeple, and the belfry will house the refurbished bells. We plan to have ample exterior lighting in our parking lot for everyone's safety. 3 entrances from the parking lot will bring members and guests directly into a large welcome center. Here, we will display important parish information, greet attendees, and distribute parish bulletins. Additionally, the gathering space will have men's, women's, and family restrooms with multiple facilities, and all will be handicapped accessible and compliant with ADA codes. A vesting sacristy and reconciliation room will also be located in the gathering space. The reconciliation room will allow for face-to-face and traditional reconciliation. As parishioners enter the church, they will immediately notice our renovated stained glass windows and attractive terrazzo flooring. It will be a new and delightful transformation into God's house for our members and guests. Just inside the doors, members will unite around the baptismal font, which will bring our community together in sign and action around our one baptism in the Trinity. Additionally, the baptismal font will hold holy water for parishioners entering and leaving the church to bless themselves. The north and south entrances will host our former holy water fonts. Our new sound system will ensure that our parishioners can easily hear both the Word of God and the homilies presented. Our beautiful chandeliers will be refurbished for new and programmable LED lighting, which will not only increase the brightness, especially during the winter months, but also save on lighting energy costs. Lighting controls will allow for various lighting levels in the nave and sanctuary. Windows, insulation, and the HVAC system will all be energy efficient and will ensure the comfort of our parishioners and create significant utility cost savings. Our refurbished altar of sacrifice will be brought back to our new church. Our beautiful altar of repose will be cleaned and refurbished, as will our two beautiful side altars. Our renovated ambo will return to our new church along with the ambry for the holy oils. Our celestial crucifix, statues, stations of the cross, and pews will also return cleaned and restored to their original beauty. The original and historic ends of our pews will remain, with the seating section replaced on some pews to accommodate the wider worship area. Some pews will be shorter to accommodate wheelchairs and walkers. To the right of the sanctuary, we will have an expansive sacristy. The balcony will accommodate the pipe organ and piano, along with seating for 40 choir members. This area will also serve as occasional overflow seating if needed. To address our needs and plans, we are initiating an intensive fundraising effort titled Building the Master's Plan campaign. Our aim with this important effort is to raise the funds required for our new church. A groundbreaking goal of $2 million has been set, which, if met, along with our $1.3 million already donated by our faithful parishioners, will enable us to break ground. And finally, reaching our challenge goal of $5.2 million along with the $1.3 million will enable us to finish the proposed project with little to no debt. In order to reach our financial objectives, we will need both a substantial number of givers and a few fairly substantial gifts. So all members are asked to consider gifts above and beyond what they give in their regular offerings and other contributions toward this special campaign. And there is a variety of ways that gifts can be made. Long-term subscriptions or pledges payable over 3 years are easier for most and essential to meeting our goal, since it would be impractical, if not impossible, to reach our objectives with one-time, out-of-pocket gifts. Gifts may be made in monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, or annual installments at the donor's discretion, and a 10% initial investment toward your total pledge is encouraged. Non-cash gifts are an additional or alternative way you can support our cause. You may wish, for example, to consider gifts in kind, such as labor and materials, if applicable, gifts of securities, such as stocks and bonds, gifts of real estate, such as land, homes, vacation and rental properties, or even personal property, such as artwork, automobiles, jewelry, and antiques. And finally, you can also choose to support our efforts through deferred gifts. These are gifts that can be given or arranged for now, but will not be received until later, and include gifts through a person's will by bequest, gifts of life insurance policies, or annuities and gifts in trust. There are also a number of special giving opportunities available to donors of qualifying gift amounts. These various giving opportunities let our donors know what gifts at various levels will enable the church to do, and it allows them the unique chance to dedicate the gift in honor or memory of whomever they choose. Donors of these specific gifts will have their names and/or the names of those they are honoring commemorated in an appropriate way, as will donors of all gifts to our campaign. So whatever your gift or method of making it may be, please be assured that your support is both urgently needed and will be greatly appreciated. Through the prayerful, volunteer, and financial support of many, and the extraordinary support of a few, we will succeed in our task. And as a result, our past will only be a preface to an even more fruitful future here at St. John the Baptist Church. Won't you please join us in this exciting and essential effort to better ourselves and service to one another, to our community, and to Christ?